Let's begin by queering up trans rights. Queer News Tonight honors Transgender Awareness Week and the Transgender Day of Remembrance. On Transgender Day of Remembrance, the world pauses to remember the lives of the many transgender, non-binary, and gender non-conforming persons killed in acts of targeted transphobic violence. On every continent, transgender, non-binary, and gender non-conforming persons confront violence, harassment, and discrimination that shock the conscience simply based on their gender identity or expression. We at Queer News Tonight mourn the transgender, non-binary, and gender non-conforming persons who have paid the ultimate price for others' hatred. The week of November 13th through the 19th is Transgender Awareness Week, leading up to Transgender Day of Remembrance, or TDoR. After 3 transgender women of color, Rita Hester, Chanelle Pickett, and Monique Thomas, were murdered in the Boston area of Massachusetts in 1998, the local community wanted a way to honor them. They chose November 20th, 1999, the anniversary of the death of Chanelle Pickett, as the first Transgender Day of Remembrance. What do you folks think about that? What a powerful day, an important day. I mean, yes. We have lost so many Black and brown. I'm speaking for our sisters that we've lost, okay? I know that we've lost so many different people, but like, you know, it's, we started losing people come the second week of January. We're already talking about 3 Black and brown women that we had lost locally. Definitely. You know, which is why a day like today, when we say the names, you know, a bunch of us are going over to the Pride Center after this. Me and Raji are going. Dale, I'm dragging Dale with me. And, you know, and that's when, we, you know, Trans Social is there, Trans Inclusive is there, all the organizations, Ariana Center, or the centers that take care of our trans community are there today. And they want you to be informed, to be educated, but to not forget the people that we have lost.
Yes, exactly.
Ms.
And
Raji.
you know, I tell you, like, every time we lose someone, first of all, I think to myself, my God, that could be me, you know, because I'm a transgender woman of color. And we, unfortunately, are ones that seem to be targeted the most. When I go, though, to the TDoR ceremony, I remind myself that I now stand on these sisters and brothers that have passed away, their shoulders. And they did not die in vain. They died because they stood up for their authentic truth. They were living their truth. And so that is not in vain, you know. And so I remind myself, unfortunately, you know, they lost their life to do it. But we that are still left here, it is our responsibility to, you know, remind ourselves we stand on their shoulders and to continue the good fight, the good fight for equality and equity.
It's pretty powerful. And I have a colleague that I worked with in treatment who is a trans man, and he always said that he was born a female, trans male now, said that he always felt like a male, never felt like a female. And when he sees people like yourself, Raji, and others, he really looks up to you and really inspires him. He's actually going through the surgeries in December, and I'm going to visit him in Texas.
Oh, wonderful.
Because I want to support him. I want to be there. He is my brother. I love him. Every time I see him, I'm like, what's up, bro? Like, you know, and I'm so excited for him. And he feels like this surgery is going to be the final point, a process of making him authentically who he is. But he always talks about those that we've lost, and that the fact that he is afraid at times to go through this process. But he's just my inspiration, quite frankly. And you know, I'm almost in tears here because of the people that we did lose, and we can't forget them. We can't let it go in vain. But we have to remember that they set the way for people like my friend and my colleague who is actually going and doing the surgery, and he's going to be his authentic self. And I'm so proud of him.
Wonderful.
I love him. I don't see him no different. He's just like me.
It's so this is why Transgender Awareness Week is so important. Because it's important to us every day. We see what's going on in this country and around the world. How trans people are being targeted in politics, minute by minute, day by day. And so we must stand strong in our broader community. We must keep capitalizing to the max, the T in the LGBTQ+.
Dino, how does this resonate on you, puppy?
I was just thinking last year when we had the film festival in Miami and we showed Kokomo City.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
I did. I attended
Yes.
it. It was excellent.
Amazing.
Excellent.
And then right before we showed the film, one of those poor girls
was murdered.
They were murdered.
in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So it was so sad, and
But what did you guys do? Okay, and now, Shine, you decided to do, okay, I'm going to do a film. I'm going to incorporate the organizations that do for a transgender community. And that was how you do it. I get asked all the time, I've been asked if I was transgender a couple times, which I consider a huge compliment. Okay, first of all. Second of all, I've been asked, like, what can you do? What can you do for the transgender community, right? And I go, I don't have the answer to you. You go to Tatiana Williams. You go to Adriana Tender. You go to Raji Narinsan. You go to these people and you ask them what you can do. Because that's what I do. I go and I call and I'll go, hey, Tatiana, what can I do?
Yeah.
She goes, show up. Okay. Yeah. Or I'll call Adriana and I go, Adriana, can I help with this event? Can I bring water or whatever? Come and bring people that don't know about us. And that's what you can do.
Yeah. And I'm so happy that I lived to see these days because we had so many events this month for Transgender Awareness Month. And every time I started to find myself wanting to complain because, it was so busy, I stopped.
Wow.
Because I remembered the days when there was really nothing for us. So at least now we are really, by community, we're being, accepted more.
And
we're
visible.
We're visible. And the visibility is authentic. Right. It's not like the Jerry Springer stuff where we were like made a mockery of that sort of this visibility is authentic and that is so powerful.
I love that. I mean, if you show up anytime for the transgender community, today is the time to do it, And again, I've been able to go to TDoR events the last couple of years and you cry. And they're real tears. And you feel the energies of these brothers and sisters and these non-conforming people that have lost their lives to hatred, to someone just not understanding our community and not wanting to learn about us, you know?
And I just got to mention this year, I can't remember her name, please forgive me, but a cisgendered woman was murdered because she looked trans and the person thought she was transgender. So you see how this sort of thing can affect. I had to mention that.
No, thank you. Thank you for mentioning that.